Did the Gabriel Memorial 5K out at Shawnee today. Finished second overall. I think it was like 1840 something. I don't know. It was just kind of shitty, and I'm kind of salty about it. Didn't have a good race. My legs basically were non-existent today. Did the Path of the Flood yesterday, and then I did 6 more miles afterwards, and then bike 10, which I shouldn't have did, because on the way here, even when I woke up this morning, my legs actually felt a little bit tired, a little bit sore from running on that rail trail. And then I just wasn't really motivated to run this morning. Music wasn't working. So, you know, my main sources of energy, you know, my legs are music to get my adrenaline and stuff going, just weren't in it today. And I knew that coming in. I was like, we'll just see what happens. Maybe my legs will loosen up, or I'll get excited once the race comes, but it just didn't happen. Probably only got like 5 hours last night of sleep too. So all those things just finally caught up to me this morning. This is like the 11th year for the race. I've done it, what? I think this is only the second time I've done it. It's a nice race around Shawnee. It's basically rail trail with maybe a half mile of asphalt, just because you have to like connect the trails that go around the lake. The asphalt portion's got just a couple bridges that you go over to sort of like break up the lake, so people could go under and people can come into the park and do different activities. But it's a really nice park. I enjoy always coming up and racing Shawnee. I think yeah, they said this was the biggest crowd that they've had for the race in their 11 years. So it was nice. People come out and support it. I just wish I would have did a little better. I'm kind of salty right now about it. Also a little bit tired. I don't know. My race strategy also probably played a factor into it. This kid that I've raced a couple times and beat him pretty good. The couple times I raced him, beat me today. The strategy was just, you know, to race and run as only as fast as I needed to, and then like turn it on at the end if I, you know, had to. Just trying to save some energy for next couple weeks. But I drafted off of the guy who won for the race until like mile 2.8, when I just finally dropped back, because I was just like, I don't have the legs to even run. I figured let him burn up some energy, maybe he'll drop off. But we were still doing a pretty good clip, under 6 minutes. I think I'd have to look at the splits to be sure, but whatever. I know a couple of times I was looking at my watch, we were doing like 5:30s. So we were cooking a little bit. It is a little bit hilly in some sections, like not hilly, but like some rolling hills that'll put you back up into the 6s. But nothing major that you really have to worry about or your legs should burn through. But anyway, I was like gonna draft off of him and then like turn it on at like the 2.8 range and just overtake him. Plus I figured if I drafted early on, maybe my legs would open up a little bit and get some loose. They never did. I actually probably should have ran a little bit harder early on to force my body into like recovery. Maybe it would have loosened my legs up a little bit more, maybe not. Can't say for sure. But I just never even got like zoned in or loosened. And around that like 2.8 is like when I actually was gonna turn it on. I actually dropped back. When I tried to turn it on, I actually started running slower. So I don't know what was up with that. It was kind of weird. I guess I just misshift my legs a little bit and dropped me down a gear instead of gearing up. But don't know. I just felt like I had a sucky race. I just knew I didn't have it. I don't know what else to really say, but I think like the strategy of not pushing a little bit early on and then recovering for another push probably hurt instead of just like drafting, because I didn't go out slow like I've been. I stayed steady with that kid, guy, whatever, probably a little bit faster early on than what I've been doing. So I needed to like push and then drop back and then push again, since I started a little bit faster. But again, with not having legs or like motivation, like right now I'm just like, I can just go take like a 4-hour nap. Just hurt a little bit. And then like the last like 10th, I just basically said fuck it and walked it in, just because I knew I wasn't winning. So I was like, well, I'm not even going to run anymore, because there's no point in wasting any more energy. So I was just like salty when I finished, because I really wanted to get this win. Not necessarily the win, but I knew I'm capable of a hell of a lot better, and I just didn't show up today, so it just more or less pissed me off how I performed more than anything. So whatever. I mean, but it's a nice race. I like the state park. So I'm glad I went for that. It just how I performed and like my mindset going in today, it was just so shitty. I don't know. Just still kind of shitty and salty about it. How I feel. I mean, I still took second, but I'm to the point like in racing now, I'm just over it with stuff. So we'll see. At least I got out and supported my friend and his family and their organization. So I mean, I'm thankful for that. And to see some other friends, talk with some people. I just wish I could have did a little better and been a little bit more motivated today. But it happens. You're not always going to have your A game or even B game. If you get a chance next year, come out to the race. It's a fun time. They even have like a little kids like trot afterwards, which is fun to watch all the little kids do like a 40-yard sprint, like 20 yards out and back. It's just fun to see what happens. I think this year, this one kid got like pushed down by another kid. I have to look at the video, and then he tried to like slap him a few times after he got back up, which is kind of funny to watch. Never know what kids are gonna do. But yeah, come out to the race, come out to that Shawnee State Park, support it if you get a chance. You won't regret it. And maybe next week I'll have something else more exciting, or at least feel more excited.